Welcome back, guys, to another video. It's the Fluffy Fish here, and today we are starting a new series. This is our Team Builder College Football 26 franchise or dynasty. And in this one, I spent the time to build out our own university, making the uniforms and logo, etc. And it's time to start from zero. I believe we are a 1-star school, or maybe even a 0-star school. And we're starting out in the, let's see what conference here. So if we go over to my school, yeah, the Fluffy Fish University, FFU, and we are a 1-star school in the MAC conference. We are out of Michigan State, so our rivalries are all within state. And I think what we're going to start by doing is try to win in the MAC, beat our rivals with Michigan State, Eastern Michigan, etc., and then go from there and just try to build up this roster into a powerhouse. A few things that I want to touch on before I jump right into the video and we start playing our first games, doing some recruiting, etc., is I did go ahead and create a couple players within the team. So let's go ahead and take a look at our roster here and see what we got. At quarterback, we do have a freshman. Okay, I did make a freshman for this series. His name is Gus Reed. He does have elite depth trait, and the main thing is he is fast. His throw power is not good. His accuracy is not good. But what he can do is run with the ball, and I think that will be fun. As well, he does have his twin brother on the team, and he is a defensive player. He's off the left edge, and he is also elite. They both are out of Michigan, wanted to come to the same school here, and so they're both freshmen. This guy is a power rusher, but should be a good duo there. As well as, other than that, I did give us a fast wide receiver. He's not very good, but he's fast, freshman. No crazy depth trait or anything like that. And then a very solid cornerback with Jaden Bowie. He is a senior, so it's his last year, but it gives us at least one solid cornerback. And the rest is random. We're going to recruit, we're going to play games, and I think at least 1 to 2 games per episode. Alrighty, and we are going into our first game against the Guppies. So as we're loading in right here, I believe, not the Guppies, the Groupers, my bad. So it is the FCS Southeast Goopers versus the Fluffy Fish University. And this is our first ever home game. As you see the stadium here, let me know what you guys think. Spend a decent amount of time on it, but if you guys don't like the overall theme, down to swap it up. But that's going to be great field position to start out as we get it, or they start the ball on the 13-yard line. All right, we got one half of the Reed brother here, as they're going to run away from him. And I'm curious if teams are going to be doing that all year long, just kind of running away from Reed, and then just bring the safeties down and really trying to stop Reed on the other end from being able to run the ball. Should be interesting to see as they get a first down there. As we get our first tackle for loss, as that is a designed run, and the quarterback is looking potentially hurt here. Something to keep an eye on there. He's still in the game. Oh, we shed the block, but we shed the wrong way with Reed there. And let me just, before I go and keep doing this, let me double check which one is which on the defensive side here. Okay, so we have Oakley on defense, Gus on offense. So 3rd and 17 as we use Oakley. Try to get another tackle for loss. As we come unblocked, and we force the fumble. And that's an easy touchdown, as I think that might be Love waddles on in to the end zone. Yeah, that's Jarian Love on the recovery. Someone else had the sack, but Oakley came in and forced the fumble, and we're going to go up. And this game is going to be pretty crucial. So next week we have Notre Dame. So just getting our confidence up and figuring out some of the kinks in the offense and defense are going to be huge tonight. Just get absolutely destroyed by Notre Dame next week. Should be interesting, to say the least. As they run up the middle for a few yards. Boom! And that is another tackle for loss for Oakley, as I think he's going to be for sure the star of the team. There's definitely a mismatch on talent when it comes to the reads versus everyone else. And overthrown ball, but he had him, and if he hit him in stride, there's a chance he goes all the way. So huge miss there by the quarterback, and I think the offense is going to finally get the ball back here unless we get a huge return. Alrighty, and we're going to start with the ball on their side of the field. As you see Gus, Reed head onto the field, all speed, no throw power or really accuracy. So it should be interesting seeing what we got here with the Reed brothers, if he's going to be able to do much, even though he doesn't have a lot of accuracy. He is a lefty as well. Let's see what we can do. Tyson up the middle for 14 yards. He's a star player on the offense. He's going to be a big part of this, right? It's going to be all about running and seeing what we can do. Lefty across their body. And, oh, it's tipped, and we're lucky there. Rolling out to the right and chucking it left is not usually a very good idea. And that play was no different. As you can tell, they're already trying to just contain us here. But we are going to run with it. And Gus down, crossed into the red zone, and that is a first down. Wasn't pretty. You can tell that they did their homework and that they are going to be trying to keep contained. But it should make Tyson's job a little bit easier up the middle, with the defenders being scared of losing contain on Reed. As a big pancake blocking, Tyson is going to get the first offensive touchdown for the Fluffy Fish of the year. Let's go. All right. And just like that, we are up 14-0 on FCS Southeast. Wasn't the hardest thing in the world, if we're being honest. And we're back out on defense, where Oakley is trying to continue his dominant day that he's having so far. As they're running a lot of option here. And we're in there for the user tackle with Solomon. As they go with the counter, and they do get the first down with Redmond there. Not a whole lot going for them, but they are having some decent enough plays. And the quarterback's just not very good at option. He's not reading it right at all. I'm not sure if he has yet. So that's probably his biggest problem. Oh, and the running back, Redmond, cuts it back, but we get the tackle. They've had the ball for a long time. They're doing pretty well running the ball, but they've had a couple of turnovers. And, oh no, Oakley looked lost on the play. That is not good. Play rack not there yet. He is a freshman, still young and learning. Let's try to have a makeup play here. And they're going the opposite way. They do get the pitch off, but we keep contained, and that's going to be only 3-yard gain on that play. Redmond gets tackled just short of the line to gain. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to do this, just so we can focus more on the quarterback on the options. We read that all the way, and we're going to force a punt here. There's no way their kicker is going to be able to make it from this far out, even though it's center of the field. And I doubt we'll be able to return this, and we won't. All right, so still first quarter, and we have a defensive touchdown and an offensive touchdown as well. Let's do a few different run plays. I'm not the best with options. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. But I think with this series, we'll be able to figure them out and see what we can do. And I think that'll be fun. So let's try a speed option this time and see what comes of it. Toss it out. And another tackle for loss. So 3rd and 14. Couple of plays that they were, to be frank, they were on top of it. They were ready for those plays. And not really fooled there. So let's see what we can do. Throwing the ball. Read your blocks. Fight Tyson. First down. And I think that's going to be a lot of what we're doing as a team here. Is it's not going to be a ton of focus. Go. Go, Gus, go. Go, Gus, go. Go, Gus, go. You got room to work with. Stiff arm. Spins out of it. Spins out of it. Jokes across. And he's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Gus Reed. Come on. What a play. What a play by Gus on that one. Holy. Spun off one block, juked 2 guys, and got in on the huge play. And that's just to show the sort of dynamic play that we're going to be having this year between the Reed twins. And this is going to be an exciting year for us. They're both freshmen, so as long as we don't hit their deal breakers and they want to leave, we should have the twins through the next 3-4 years. And that's just something, I don't know about you guys, that's just something I'm excited about because they seem like a couple of stars so far in the series. Quarterback keeps it, and they do get a first down. And linebackers get right through unblocked for a sack there after a first down for the Guppies. And this is a fish battle, right? And so I think it's imperative that as a couple of fish, we do our part to dominate this one and solidify ourselves as not the worst fish in college football. I think that's important. And I think we need to show the rest of college football that this is not the same team from last year that sucked, and that we are someone to be reckoned with. Or not someone to be reckoned with. As Oakley with the tackle for loss there. He's not getting the sack numbers, but he's gotten a forced fumble, and he has 3 or 4 tackles for loss in this game. And so he's producing. He's producing so far right off the bat as a freshman. Not going to complain at all. As it's the start of the second quarter, we're getting the ball here. Let's see what we're going to be able to do with this one. Not sure the way to go. I kind of want to test out Gus's arm. Stay in the pocket here a little bit and see what we can do. Throwing the ball, because we know he can run it. Over the middle, number 3, that is, I don't know, Williams over the middle. Williamson over the middle there. He is a stud for us. Fast as all hell. And that's picked off on the tip. No. We chuck it down to Williamson. He bobbles, and the groupers cornerback picks us off. That is unfortunate for Gus after he had that big play last drive. But what can you do? There's really only so much you can do there at quarterback. You took the shot and it didn't work out in that case. As we get out to the flat there and get a tackle for loss with Solomon, who's been making plays so far. He's been making plays so far. And another tackle for loss, as there's just not a whole lot going for the groupers. And I think part of it is because we don't have to worry too much about their pass game, and they're just not doing too much. And we're able to get to them like we just did there before he can really get someone open and get the ball off. So something the Guppies are struggling with is passing the ball. So we can load the box, we can show blitz every single play, and whether we blitz or not doesn't really matter. We can keep showing it, and they're going to keep panicking. So after last drive where we threw the interceptions, chucking it deep to Williamson, let's see what we can do here. We're going to start with a classic buck sweep run. Number 12 shakes the tackle there and falls forward for 4 yards. I don't know what happened to Tyson. I don't know if he got hurt. I didn't see that. As Williamson does catch that one over the middle. And that might be what we have to do with Gus, is frankly just run a whole lot more just underneath routes. Chuck it low, and then if we want to run it, and we have this with Tyson. That's a speed out with Tyson, and he's in the game. He's healthy, and he gets the touchdown there. So we go up 28-0 against the Guppies, and there's still plenty of time left in this game. I will show you guys all of the touchdown plays and highlight plays on defense if they score, but this one is getting over quick, so I'm not going to show you every single play and make you guys sit through that. Nothing's going to do it on this drive as they tried us deep there on 3rd and 9, but that's our star cornerback, and he's just not going to give up a play like that. So knocks it down, and they're punting us the ball back. Decent enough return there, but let's see what we can do on offense. Not sure why Strickland's in on a lot of these plays instead of Tyson, but he is. There's nothing wrong with him. I just don't understand why our star player is not in more. As we chuck it deep, but he's not able to get there. It's just not a crazy good play or anything like that. Let's see if someone breaks contain here. We have right bumper over the middle. dot. No, he drops it. 22 dropped it. He had it over the middle and just couldn't hold on. And so we are going to go for it because why not? But whoever 22 is, Page just dropped a potential first touchdown of the season for him. We're going to run this with Reed. Oh! And getting down to the 30-yard line. Okay, that's something to note. Page does not have good hands out there at wide receiver. Not sure what that's about, but not good hands at wide receiver is usually not a good thing. And just Gus barely misses the guy wide open across the middle. I think that might have been Young. Let's try to hit Williamson in the flat here, or in the crosser here. As we do, and we do get the first down, and we are in the red zone. I think that's going to be kind of our bread and butter, is get the crossers when we can. We don't have the greatest accuracy deep, and our wide receivers aren't the best either. As you can see, Page does catch this one, and he's going to be in for a fluffy fish touchdown. As Oakley gets his first sack of the game, causing 4th down. And the Guppies are going to punt us the ball back with just under a minute left. So let's see what Gus is going to be able to do with it. His brother got the sack. Is he going to be able to make another highlight play and do something with it on offense? Let's see. Good starting field position, 39-yard line. We have not kicked any field goals or extra points so far. So I really have no clue what our kicker is capable of if we want to go for a field goal here, but ultimately not really too worried about kicking a field goal. More interested in, we have the space up the middle, so we are going to take it, and we follow the blockers and get down to the 23-yard line with Gus. His speed's going to be a problem. His speed, his size, there's not many built like him, and he's going to be a problem here for most teams in the Mid-American Conference. As you see, we're just running past people, and we hurdle a man down to the 4-yard line. Gus already has 119 rushing yards on the game. We're still in the first half here. Let's see if we can get a passing touchdown here. See if Foreman might be open. And we get sacked. We get brought down by the blitz. Didn't even see it coming. And we are 2nd and goal as time's starting to wind down here. We got B, but bad pass. But he does get in for the touchdown. That's Henry Young, our speedster, over the middle. And this one is not looking too good for the Guppies, as it's pretty much going into half 42-0. And another big time sack there as they are rocking the Hail Mary formation. I don't even know if their quarterback can throw the ball. We haven't really seen it all day. But he gets hit when he throws. We have one down there. No! He catches it! And they are going to score before half. So he spoke too soon. They do a Hail Mary. He catches it. And they are going to get their first points of the game and score right before half. Wow. 2 plays, 58 yards. That's all they needed. And the Guppies do not get shut out in this one. Wow. Absolute shocker. He's so gone. They're not going to be able to catch Gus. And another huge rushing touchdown for the Reeds. Might be adjusting the game time. I mean, it's not too outrageous, right? Because we're trying to get stats. We're playing up against the Guppies. So it's a pretty bad team, right? But might adjust the game time potentially a little bit so that it's not so long when we could score like 100 points against a team like this. It's not too realistic, but we'll mess around with it a little bit. As we get another sack, they're going to give that one to Oakley as he initiated the initial contact there. And Oakley is having a huge day. 2.5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 4 solo tackles for the freshman out of Michigan. Woo-hoo! Bad accuracy there, but we do get the completion over the middle as they have been spying us every play pretty much so far this drive. Try to chuck that ball in there, but just a little bit off target and not on the same page as 12. And we are tackled for loss. So that's going to be 3rd and 12 on this one. Curious to see if they spy us here or if Gus might have a chance to run this in. As we just chuck it to the tight end, who's not going to be brought down and will prance on into the end zone for another touchdown for the Fluffy Fish. All right, and we stopped them short. They're really just running the ball or doing RPOs, options every play. But they're going to punt it back to us now after a few different run plays. And we're going to get the ball on the 24-yard line, start this drive. I'm going to try to get Tyson the ball a little bit more here now that we have kind of run up the score a little bit. I'm going to try to get the run game going just to help with recruiting is the main idea. Right, because we have a quarterback that's going to be here for the next 3-4 years. And how do we convince running backs to get in here if they're not getting the ball? So I'm going to try to get them the ball and see how it goes. And we had 2 guys blocking 1 dude, and he gets through. And that's not going to help us out. 3rd and 17. Tyson gets the first down. He's breaking the screen for a huge gain as it wasn't looking good for us. 3rd and long, but just give it to your playmakers. And what do? Make plays. We froze a safety, chuck it deep to Young, and that's not going to be complete as we overthrew him there. A little bit of a motion play here. Haven't ran this one before. Let's see how this goes for us. As it didn't go too well. I think maybe pitch was the option there. Just wasn't able to read the blocks, I guess you could say. As we had a guy in our face, but we make the pass, and the tight end is going to fall forward. Scott down into the red zone. Ooh, bad pass, and we're lucky that 4 decided to knock that ball down there, as that was a dangerous one. Kind of bad scratcher there with some bad accuracy. Just going to run the ball on 2nd down as we get a pancake block, and we're going to dance on in. Tyson, touchdown, FFU. We're going to do a QB blast on this play, and it looks like they almost know it's coming, but it won't matter as we prance on in for another touchdown for Gus. Another sack as they have their backup in, but Taj Coles with his 3rd sack of the game on whoever this jabroni is, number 15 for the Guppies. As we're going to keep pressing. It doesn't seem like they're able to get off the press very well. And big hit by Nico Solomon. Huge play as after this stop here, it might be time to put backups in. They're not even trying anymore. They're just running the ball, and that's gonna be 4th down. All right, one last play for the starters here, and then we are gonna take them out, and it's gonna be a deep shot. Not able to hold it on. He had him beat, but just not able to hold him on. So that's gonna do it for the starters. We're getting them out of here. Well, I pressed mass sub, but they did not get subbed out. So I guess maybe this time. I don't know. I mass subbed the starters and they're still in. So I don't think I have any control as a coach. Maybe next drive. As Tyson has some wiggle to him, and he's honestly a lot of fun. I've had some higher, like 5-star guys that I've tried using in this game, and then they're just absolute dog water. But Tyson is fun to use. As Gus is still making people miss here, but he's taking a lot of hits, and we really do need to get him out of the game at this point. We'll get him out of the game here soon, though. After this drive, as Tyson walks in for another touchdown, just too shifty with it. Too shifty. Okay, so mass subbing your starters, even on defense, did nothing. Go coaching, mass sub backups? Is that what I was supposed to do? And I mass subbed my starters all in? It must be, because now we have our backups in. I understand now. Time for our starters is over in this game. So, again, unless something crazy happens, I might just, call it there at the game. We have backups in at this point, and I'll see you guys towards the end of the game where we'll go over the stats and go from there as we get a sack down to the 1-yard line, but not able to get the safety. I don't know what the quarterback's doing there, but got to be careful here not to hit the punter, and we don't. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the game where we can check out the stats. Alrighty, and that is final. As you see, we scored 21 points in every single quarter, and it ended up being 84-7, and we win the game at Fluffy Fish University. The Reed twins had a huge first game. Might be a little bit of a reality check next week against Notre Dame, but 1 week at a time. Let's check out the stats, and then that's going to do it for our week 1, episode 1 of this series. By the way, if you guys are enjoying, comment down below. Say some positive things, what you are liking, what you want potentially to be changed, whether you want to see every single play or you want me to cut out a lot of the fluff. Let me know, and I will try to make some adjustments. But otherwise, like the video, subscribe for more. I'll post these weekly. If you want them more often, or you're kind of overseeing this, no longer want to see a series, okay, as they're kind of over it, feel free to give that feedback as well. But for this one, let's focus on this in the stats. So total yards of offense, 605 yards, 62 plays, 28 first downs. So if we check out the individual stats here, Gus had 13 completions, 225 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception on that one bobbled pass. Rushing, Tyson, 134 yards, 4 touchdowns. Gus, 194 yards and 3 touchdowns. Receiving, we did have Scott, our tight end, lead our team in receiving yards and also had a touchdown. Tyson, Demetrius Williamson, Scooter Page, and Henry Young with some catches on the play as well. And on the defensive side, tackles for loss, Oakley led the team with 8. Taj Coles with 3.5 sacks led the team, and Terrell Pace was the one that got the interception earlier in the game as well. So overall, really solid team win versus the Guppies in our first kind of warm-up game for the series. like I just mentioned, if you are or did enjoy this episode, like the video, subscribe for more, and comment down below anything you would like. Good, bad, ugly, don't care. Much appreciated. Until next time, peace out.